Hi there guys and girls, good to see you all again. This is a camera I've just started looking at from a company called Victure, which I can't say I've heard of, but first results I've seen from it have been very good. Shoots in 4K, it's got EIS, that's gyro stabilisation, and it seems to have, from what I can see, EIS in 4K, which is unusual for budget cameras. It's got a touch screen. Unusually it comes with 2 batteries, and they're talking about 90-minute battery life, so potentially you've got 3 hours recording time there. And other reviews of it have been very good. Also, price is very good at £90, much cheaper than your GoPros, and as I mentioned, results I've seen so far have been really sharp, really clear, good colour. Okay, so let's take a look at the accessories. For starters, you've got waterproof case, which I think they say is good down to about 90 feet, but I don't suppose many people go that far. Actually comes with 2 backs, totally waterproof, or they describe this as dustproof. It's probably actually splash proof, but of course because it's a touchscreen camera, it's actually a touchscreen back. And incidentally, a bit of a tip here, when you close a waterproof case, if you don't want to break the clip, and this applies especially when it's new, always squeeze the back like so before attempting to close the clip, otherwise you're liable to break the clip because there's quite a lot of pressure there. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that. So, and very tight gasket on a new one, as you can see. Whoops, there you go. So, waterproof case, which has got a mounting clamp on it already, and if you're not familiar with these, you get stick-on mounts that will go on a helmet, skateboard or whatever. These brackets slide in, and you get a selection of standoffs so that you can mount the case this way, that way, with 2 brackets or whatever. On the side of a motorcycle helmet, often you need two brackets. So plenty of standoffs. You've also got male and female tripod mounts. Sorry, that's another standoff. Spare sticky pads. Apart from the waterproof case, you've got here what they call a skeleton case, because when a camera's in a waterproof case you get pretty poor audio. So it slips into the open frame like this. That's how you attach a standoff to it, and then you'll get much better sound from it because it's not enclosed in a waterproof case. You've got lens cleaning cloth, a couple of cable ties, some straps here, and you've got USB charging lead, and when you want to retrieve your files, what you do is you plug in and it comes up as mass storage on the camera. Select mass storage and your PC sees it as an external drive basically. Incidentally, you can use it as a PC camera. I'll mention that when I think of it. Also, you get this little card here which says if you review it on Amazon, you can either have a free micro card, selfie stick, or what I think is the most useful is a dual battery charger. Now they usually sell for about £10 I think, but it does mean you can charge the spare battery while it's not in the camera. You've also got a card here which gives you support addresses, which again is nice to see because not all manufacturers do that, but they tell you email support and so on and so on. You've got a leaflet telling you about the accessories, and you've got a very decent manual. It's actually a book, and it does go into some detail about operating the camera, as opposed to some of the little leaflets that I've seen with action cameras that pretty much leave it to your own devices. That said, with touchscreen cameras, it's pretty intuitive anyway. You can mostly manage without a manual, which leads me neatly onto the camera. Now first off, obviously you have to charge the battery. Slide that open, slip a battery in. You can see it's got 3 little tags, 3 little notches in there. Charge time is probably a good couple of hours. Obviously I have charged it. You'll also need to put in an SD card. It will take up to 128 gig, and for 4K video you do need a good class 10, preferably U3, which is a high speed one. Card goes in there. It's on the floor now, that's why you can't see me. But here I am back again. Card goes in there with the logo towards the screen at the back. Push it in with your finger now. Now I'm using Toshiba Xperia, which is 64 gig U3. The first card I put in was a Samsung and it didn't actually like it. Now cameras can be fussy about cards, so this is one that does work anyway. So I put the card in, trying not to lose it on the floor again. And there you go, ready to go. So a quick look at the camera and its operation. On the front here you've got power, pressed for a couple of seconds, 2 or 3 seconds, and it's also mode. You've got a 170 degree wide angle lens. I think that's a microphone hole. On this end you've got a little cover that covers up the USB-C for charging or retrieving your files. Plug it into PC. Incidentally, people say, how do you delete files? If you can't plug it into a PC, just go into format and reformat the card. It's in the menu and that deletes everything. And you've got HDMI out, which means you can actually plug into a TV if you've got the appropriate lead and play back your videos on a TV. I don't know if it gives a live output. I doubt it. I think it's just for playback. Plus a little hole here so you can put a lanyard on if you want to put a wrist strap on or something. In the base, the battery cover, I showed you that, and a 1/4 inch tripod mount screw. On the top, some more ventilation holes and shutter, and also used in conjunction with power stroke mode, you can use that to change settings. So turn it on. You can actually change settings too by using the touchscreen. So turn it on, 2 or 3 second press. Now this is the model AC900. This is the top of their range of 3, AC700, 800 and 900. This is the one with the touchscreen and 4K. Now obviously it fires up in video mode. You can see here you've got a little icon video. I'm in 1080/60, which isn't default by the way. Default is 4K. Tells you how much recording time I've got on that 64 gig card, which is 5 hours worth. Battery life there, I think I mentioned 90 minutes recording time, and that little icon is settings. So first off, if I press the shutter, I'm recording. Press it again, stops recording. Now play around with the screen, you'll soon figure out what happens. Swipe it downwards, you've got this menu. Now you can either change function there, change from video to time-lapse by touching the screen, slow motion, video, or you can short press the mode button and you'll come up with that menu and change that way. So you can change mode by short pressing the mode button, which means you can use it in the case. Select playback, and then of course you've got a playback screen, but I'll go back to video, select. Now while I'm in video mode, if I touch settings, I can change video resolution from 4K at 30, 1080/60 I think is the most useful for videoing action sports, and it goes right down to VGA P30. God knows who'd ever use that. And that is return, but I'll put it back to 1080/60. But also while I'm in that menu, I can scroll through loop recording, wide dynamic range, exposure, which changes exposure value. I should just leave everything as it is, auto default. Record audio on or off. Default is on anyway. Date stamp on or off. Yes, you can turn the date stamp off. EIS is electronic image stabilization, which is gyro stabilization, and it's good to have it on because it means if you're shaking the camera about, vibration, it smooths it out. EIS, time-lapse, slow motion, driving mode, I imagine will be automatic turn on when you power up. And codec, you probably don't know what a codec is, or maybe you do. H.264 is the most common one. It basically, a codec is the package that the video is put into when it saves a file. Now H.265, a lot of edit programs that I use don't like H.265, so I would leave it on H.264, which is default. Come back out of that. Come on, snapshot in recording. Well, while it's recording video, take a still image every whatever, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. which can be quite useful because it's grabbing a video frame for you. But I'll leave that like it is, come right back out. So camera mode, settings there, battery level. Oh, incidentally, while it's recording, you've got a little blue flashing light there, which means while it's in the case you can actually see when it's recording. It is a shame they didn't put one on the front, but anyway, you can't have everything. Turn it off, of course you've got a little red light flashing there. Now you can access various menus by swiping too. So swiping down, as I mentioned, you've got playback and whatever. Swipe it back, that gets rid of that. Swipe to the side, and I've changed from video mode to camera mode. So press the shutter, there's a little beep. I've now taken a still. So while it's in camera mode, if I touch settings, I've got a whole new menu again. Self timer, burst photos, which is a series of photographs in one image. Swipe down again, I'll go back to ordinary photo. Swipe it again, back to video mode. I can't really show you everything on here because it will take me an hour to explain it all, and then there won't be any time for the video clips at the end. But basically swipe it different directions. Camera mode, swipe it up, you've got playback. Swipe it up again, you've got rid of playback. Swipe it that way, yeah, you're changing from there to there. Or alternatively, as I say, you can scroll through using mode button. Just like that. Now, as you can see, got a Wi-Fi app, which I'm going to come to after this section. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at some test clips. Right, and this is what it's like walking along with it, and it's not in the case now, which is why you should get a bit of audio. But out of interest, this is the River Dart in Devon in the UK. And that bit back there, behind there, is called the Mill Pond. And the old church there, that's stroke Gabriel. And EIS is on, so it should smooth it out a bit while I'm walking along. Let's try a little bit of light, or rather shade, into the light. See how quickly it responds to that. Well, I hope you found this useful. If you have, maybe you'd like to give me a like and click on subscribe just down there, and even click on the little bell and you'll get a notification when I upload another video. But that's all for now, so thanks for watching and I'll catch you again soon.